Guys, welcome to another non-scripted video. There's no script. This is just a few notes that I made this morning. And I was thinking about what is it that I can do for other people? What is it that I can teach other people, especially men? This was part of my masterminding time in the morning. And I was thinking about my offer. What do I offer for people? Just to make my message more sharp and more direct towards certain um, certain group of people that will connect better with me, so I can help them in a more efficient way. And the video about today's video is going to be about how to create a version of yourself, a version that you admire and respect, not somebody else, that you admire and respect. Okay, and I can do that for people. I can deliver that because I've done that in my own experience. I have created a version of myself that I truly admire and respect and regard highly. Okay, and I was writing here, what is it that I can do for people? What can I teach people? What can I help people with? And I put here a few points. First of all, I can teach men how to fight and become dangerous. Okay, and become masculine. I can do that. I've been in the martial arts for years. I started when I was, I don't know, maybe 12 years old. I'm 36 years old right now. Started with karate, then it was Muay Thai, kickboxing, boxing, then jiu-jitsu. So I can definitely, trust me, I can definitely teach somebody how to become dangerous and how to fight and how to stand for himself and how to defend himself and his family. And I started as a striker. For people that know me, have been following me for a while, you know that I've started my as a striking coach. Okay, I can help men build the body of a warrior, not just a muscular body, but a body that can fight, a body that can move, can jump, can defend, a functional body that at the same time has some strength in him, very strong, has some muscles, but it's a functional, a body of a warrior. Okay, it's very different um, from just a body that is just muscular. Okay, it's a bit different. I can help men eliminate fear, stop self-sabotage, break that mental ceiling that they have, and build an unshakable, unbreakable character, a strong mindset, build a lot of confidence in their ability to reach their goals. I can do that for men because I've done that for myself. I can help men find their purpose in life, and enjoy the work they do. That's a big one. That one took me years to understand and to figure out. I can help men become more attractive and become more confident around other people, and especially around females, around women. I can teach men how to develop themselves to the degree that it becomes natural for them to just find a suitable woman for themselves without having to deal with all the BS that I hear everybody talking about nowadays. Like, there's no good ones left, and everybody's materialistic and this and that. So, but anyways, I can only show men how to do these things because I've done this for myself. I've worked on myself to the degree that I've reached these levels. And hence the idea of this video. How did I do that? How did I become this man that I've described here? Because you can only teach what you are, okay? You can't teach something that you didn't do. You can't teach something that you're not, okay? And this is another subject. Like in most schools nowadays, you find a guy that is supposed to be an expert in the subject, and he's preaching about the thing just because he have read a few books and he passed some exams and he have the degree that says, oh, he's an expert in this, but he have never done that. You know, a business teacher that he have never had a successful business? How does that work? Okay. Or I don't know, would you go to a boxing coach that has never boxed in his life? He doesn't know what is it like to have your nose bleeding broken. He doesn't know what is it like to get punched in the face. Do you think that guy can teach you how to deal with the adversity inside a boxing match? No, can't. Okay, but most people are just brain dead, don't even think about these kind of things. Anyways, how did I become this person? I became this person by attacking my weaknesses. I've attacked my first weakness since I was a kid, since I was like a teenager, not a kid. Okay, I was 14 maybe, something like that. I started doing martial arts. I started practicing martial arts. I started with karate, and then I just kept learning and learning and learning. I didn't want to remain weak. I didn't want to get beaten by other kids. I didn't want to feel scared in a confrontation. I didn't want that. So I bridged my weakness by how? By learning from somebody that has the result I want. I went to these karate clubs that were available at the day. That was the only thing available in where I lived in Morocco that day. It was only like karate gyms. I don't know why. And but it was not like today. Okay, well in 2026, back in the day, there was not a lot of options. Okay, people didn't even know what Muay Thai was. People didn't even know what's Jiu-Jitsu or anything like that. So that was the only option available, and I went there and I learned, started learning, then moved on. When I came to Spain, I started doing Muay Thai, started finding Muay Thai, then it just kept going to other arts. Okay, and so I attacked that weakness by working on that specific weakness, not shying away from it, not making excuses, not saying, "Oh, this is this is not necessary. This is barbaric. This is no, bro. It is necessary for a man to be able to handle violence. Of course, he needs to have that under control, that ability under great control, because if you don't have that under control, you're just gonna get yourself in trouble and you're just gonna be like an idiot, basically. But you need to have that under control. Okay? I've built a physique that I'm proud of. Okay, I built a physique that is flexible, that is fluid, that is fast, and that is strong at the same time. Okay, I've done that. That's the easiest part about all this. Once you have the right mindset, obviously. I've eliminated fear from my life, or at least I've eliminated. I don't know if you can ever eliminate fear, but you can eliminate the being broken or frozen by fear. I've eliminated that from my life. I know how to handle fear, how to deal with fear. Okay? I do not let fear stop me. I do not self-sabotage myself. I do not just sit alone and think about how bad I've messed up, how I didn't do the right thing, and how I'm not able to do this, I'm not able to do that, or this is impossible for me. I don't do that. I used to do that in the past because I didn't know any better, but I don't do that anymore. Okay? I've built an unshakable mindset. I've built an unbreakable mindset. I believe I can accomplish anything I set myself to do. How did I do that? I attacked that weakness. I noticed in myself that I didn't have enough self-belief. I didn't have that. I didn't know. I grew up in an environment where limitations and outside circumstances dictated what's possible, what's not possible, at least in people's heads. Okay, so I grew up with that mentality. But I always knew that I wanted to do something big. I wanted to do something exceptional. I wanted to, I don't know, make something big happen. But I didn't have the belief. I didn't think it was impossible for me, because I looked at the circumstances and I'm like, it's not going to happen. How is it's impossible? But I don't know. I guess something inside pushed me to just keep looking for ways to grow, for ways to become more confident. Same thing I did with the martial art. I found people, I found coaches, I found mentors, and I attacked that weakness. And by studying my mentors' philosophy and following their footsteps, slowly, gradually, I started believing in myself a little bit better because I understood myself a little bit better. You see, you have all of us, we have great potential within us that we don't even understand. We didn't even discover it. Like talking about humanity, and but all scientists affirm that human beings have huge potential. If you connect a human body to a country, it can actually give electricity to that country for a week. That's a human body. Okay, theology is the same thing. Theology, when you read about the human being, the creation of a human being in in theology books, you will always find the reference to the fact that is the best creation that God has put on this planet. Human being is the best creation that God has created, and that a human being has the choice. The human has the choice to rise amongst the rankings of the creation, or to go down, depending on what he does, depending on his actions, on his character. Okay, so you find that theology points out to the fact that we are the highest form of creation, and by studying these things, by studying this material like this, I started understanding who I was better. I started believing in myself better, and I started going for goals that seemed difficult at the start and maybe not even possible. And I started, slowly accomplishing some goals here and some goals there, and by continually working on myself, continually working on developing my mind, my awareness, raising my awareness, and by accomplishing goals, of course, at some point you just like like you have an inner feeling that I know I can do it. I know I can do it. I know I can reach the goal. I know I deserve it. And that's that's what I do for people because I've reached this level. So I know how to bring people to this level. You see, and then this was big for me. This was just recent, and then the last couple of years, I found purpose. I actually understood the importance of really understanding what is your purpose in life, finding your purpose, discovering your purpose in life, and actually taking joy in the work you do, and not chasing any more external validation, and uh, and doing something that you actually think that is very valuable. Something that when you do, you feel great about yourself, whether you're paid to do it or not paid to do it, or whether you make millions doing it or just you don't make millions doing it, you're still very proud of yourself. I think this is a very, very important one because I've talked with people and I've known people that even though they're making a lot of money doing certain activity, but because they're not on purpose, they do not feel fulfilled. As Tony Robbins, I heard him say one time, is he said that the biggest loss or the ultimate failure is succeeding at the wrong thing. You know, succeeding at the wrong thing. Like you work for years in developing something, then it's like it's not what you really want to do with your life. You're just been following money or following status or God knows what people follow these days. Okay, then um, confidence when it comes to dealing with people, dealing with especially with women. Like as a man, when I was younger, I was not how can I say this? I was not super confident around women. Okay, let's say it this way. And I know that the majority, or at least a lot of men nowadays are this way. When you find somebody that you're attracted to, you start acting weird. you know, you feel something weird inside, and you're like, you say the wrong things and you act the wrong way, and you try to show that you're not scared, you try to show that you're actually not insecure about it, and you make it worse, and it's obvious. And this is, so I've learned about this. I've learned how to not be this way anymore. I've learned how to be confident around women, and this is all about changing your inner self image and your standards, your self belief, and your belief about yourself. You know, so the idea of this video is that to create the version of yourself, that version that you truly admire and respect, you need to attack your weaknesses. This is the real idea. This is what you should write on a piece of paper and put it in your bedroom, or I don't know, somewhere where you can see it often. Attack your weaknesses. Attack them. If something is bothering you about yourself, attack it. Work on it. Don't stay that way, okay? This takes years, obviously. I think personal development is a long life journey, but it's worth it. It's definitely worth it, okay? So attacking your weaknesses is the way towards creating a stronger, a better version of ourselves, a version of ourselves that we truly admire and respect. And I believe that once we create that version, once you actually, when you think about yourself, you're like at peace with yourself. You're happy about yourself. It doesn't matter. This has nothing to do with your financial status. Okay. Once you reach this point, I believe this is how we're supposed to live. Actually, this is what I think. I think this is how we're supposed to live. You're supposed to think about yourself and feel great about yourself, regardless of your financial status, regardless of your position, whatever. You're just happy about who you are. You're happy about your work. You're happy about your character, your idea about yourself, your mindset, your values. You're happy about the person you're with. You're happy about your friends. You're happy how you treat people. You're happy about, how do you behave every day. You're happy about the service you give to the world. I think this is when life becomes interesting. Then, if you end up making a lot of money, it's just a nice plus, And this is it. This is just an idea that I wanted to share with you on this video, to encourage you in this year 2026 to keep working on yourself and develop stronger, wiser, better version of self. Guys, I'll see you in the next video. Hope you like this one. Subscribe to the channel, send this to a friend, follow me on IG if you haven't seen my IG, follow me on IG. I would like to hear your thoughts about this. If you want me to make a video about a certain topic, certain subject, don't hesitate to leave it in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.